I'm comfortably satisfied that Ms Higgins was a very drunk 24-year-old woman and her cognitive abilities were significantly impacted. Given this state and the late hour, it is highly likely she was prone to drowsiness. This is strongly supported by the fact, as Ms Higgins put it in his final submissions, that she, open quotes, passed out naked in the minister's suite, close quotes, and my findings she was still very significantly affected 2 hours after she was left alone. Further, in the light of my findings as to Mr Lehrmann's conduct, I'm also satisfied he was aware of her condition. Given the evidence I've already discussed and the weight I place on contemporaneous representations, I have not reached the level of satisfaction that during the sexual act, Ms Higgins sent no one a loop, and I think it's more likely than not that she did not or was not able to articulate anything. On balance, I think it is more likely than not that she was passive, as she later said, like a log during the entirety of the sexual act. I'm further satisfied that she felt unable to get out from the couch immediately following Mr Lehrmann leaving, and that she then passed into a deep sleep. The fact she, open quotes, passed out, close quotes, at some time is common ground in final submissions. The approach taken by Network 10 was then carefully considered and resulted in a letter being sent to her honest associate, which, although using words such as, open quotes, profound regret, close quotes, and, open quotes, apology, close quotes, when closely parsed, is directed to at regret for the consequences that ensued and not the fact the speech was given. According to Ms Smithies, it amounted to an apology for things for which Network 10 bore no responsibility. It was not disclosed to the Chief Justice that Ms Wilkinson gave the speech based on considered advice, nor was it given for the specific purpose now explained by Ms Smithies, and that Network 10's Chief Litigation Counsel continued to stand by the appropriateness of the giving and content of the speech. The conduct of Network 10 through its employees in procuring Ms Wilkinson to give the speech in the form it was given for the reasons it was given was grossly improper and unjustifiable. It was conduct apt to cause disruption of the criminal justice system, and without the Chief Justice making the orders she did, could have imperilled Mr Lehrmann's right to a fair trial. Mr Lehrmann is not entitled to the vindication of his reputation. The respondents, however, are entitled to vindication by the entry of judgment on the statement of claim. But even though the respondents have legally justified their imputation of rape, this does not mean that their conduct was justified in any broader or colloquial sense. The contemporaneous documents and the broadcast itself demonstrate the allegation of rape was a minor theme and the allegation of cover-up was the major motif. The publication of accusations of corrupt conduct in putting up roadblocks and forcing a rape victim to choose between her career and justice may have won the project team like Ms Maid in a glittering prize. But when the accusation is examined properly, it was supposition without reasonable foundation in verifiable fact. Its dissemination caused a broom of confusion, and it did much collateral damage, including to the fair and orderly progress of the underlying allegation of sexual assault through the criminal justice system. I will direct an outline of submissions on costs be filed, and then we'll list the matter to hear and determine all outstanding issues, including the residual of issues arising on the cost claim. And I make the following orders. 1, judgment for the respondents on the statement of claim. 2, the parties file submissions as to the costs order for which they contend, and any evidence they rely upon in relation to costs on or by 22 April 2024. I publish my reasons. Adjourn the court.